Hello, this short video is meant to help you guardians and parents to be able to understand how the Spanish course is set up. I'm currently in a Spanish 2 class as a fake student, as myself as a student. But everything I'm going to talk about is the same whether your child is in Spanish 1 or Spanish 3, or of course here in Spanish 2. So to begin with, when you log in as a parent, and this will be the same as your login into Parent Portal, you will land on the updates page. This is the location where I am giving guidance to each student or to the students, the class as a whole, on how to proceed, things that are coming up, etc. Notice that my contact information is always up here at the top, as well as a suggested schedule. This being an online class, there is some flexibility around this. I just ask that each student communicates with me when they're finding that that week they're unable to work within the parameters of kind of that week, that they're going to need time beyond that. So also my information is over here on the side. So this is just that communication board there, kind of similar to me standing in front of a class and asking questions. Students can make comments here, which would be like them raising their hands after I've made an announcement. And that way everybody else can also see it. Then to go into grades, actually I'm going to back up a second. The materials up here, it does talk about where to find the materials, and that's always through here. And then they can come in here and see that there's materiales de semestre, or semestre uno. So that's where everything is to get to. They should not be clicking on any hyperlinks here, or as we're going to see in the grades area, which is where we're going to go next. And this is where you would go to find out. So basically, a brief rundown for Spanish. I do have weighted grades, and there are 3 different sections. The first is assessments that'll be listed up at the top. That's worth 40% of their overall grade. You're going to see that there's a pre-assessment for all of them, and it's 0 out of 0. So it does not affect the grade at all. And it's not going to change from that 0 because it's not worth any points. That is meant for me to be able to best support each student in their growth in Spanish. If something is missing, there is a missing item here, an icon. The discussions, it's where they're able to communicate with their classmates as well as with me and practice that give and take of a conversation in Spanish. All of these things, if they're missing, I do expect them to be completed, as well as if they're not completed well. So for example, here, I did a pretend student item here, and the students are going to find that there is information in the comments here on how to improve. Also, you'll notice that all of the discussions, and we're going to see as we go down some of the practice activities, have these rubrics, these squares next to them. That's a rubric. So if you click on that, it gives you more information. Here is currently where this fictitious student would have landed with the work that they currently worked on. Notice that here they can see how they can improve by looking at what I'm looking for in the proficient as well as the advanced areas. So that also gives them more guidance and gives you something to discuss with them. Once again, that missing, if there is a line, that would mean that it has not yet been graded. So the line means nothing's been submitted, as well as, and in this case, nothing's been graded either. Due dates that were part of the suggested schedule that you saw on the updates page are going to be next to the name of the assignment. So assessments and discussions are kind of pulled out into their own section. Discussions are worth 20% of the overall grade and should be completed if they have not been. So if you see an icon here that's like a piece of paper, a document, that means that a document has been submitted. It can also be a voice file in this case. And so that's one way to see, okay, has something been submitted? And if there was a missing, this icon would push that missing over, so you would still see that. And then I go through and I have to manually remove these missing items. So it's best that if your child finishes something, that they send me a quick message, however they'd like to, through Schoology, through email, through text, to let me know the name of the assignment and what has been that has been turned in, so I can go in and remove that and get it graded for them. Notice here as well, this was a 50%, and I gave information on how to improve that. So those are for those types of documents. You'll also see these puzzle pieces. Those tend to be computer graded or system graded. There sometimes are subjective ones there, but once again, that shows that it looks like a quiz type assignment has been completed and submitted. So those icons are what you're looking for to see that work has been submitted. Notice up here for the discussions, it's a chat box kind of icon. And I hope that this is helpful, but that's a bit of a way to look at this. Oh, and I just realized I did not tell you all the practice activities are worth 40% of the grade. So right now, each individual practice activity is worth more than they will be in the grand scheme of things. So when coming to grades, the two parts that are going to be worth the most individually will be assessments and each discussion. So make sure that if you notice that your child's grade is low, have them double check here that they have submitted and or redone, corrected anything in those two areas in particular. Of course, the practice activities will help them be more successful in both of these, so that's why they are also important. So I hope this is helpful, and please let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day.